What's up, everybody? Welcome back to HQ. We are on the road to Worlds, maybe. So we found out today that the very convoluted and confusing CPU Worlds qualification process, World Team process, has become even more convoluted. So up till this point, the qualification standard was the highest total hit in a regional or above level meet for the previous calendar year. Now, until today, the last chance to qualify was Easterns 2023, which is this coming weekend, September 9th, 10th. But as of today, there's going to be Westerns. There's going to be an Easterns 2024 in March, which will also be an opportunity to qualify. So I no longer have certainty that my total will stand and that I will be the chosen 120 representative for Team Canada in 2024 Worlds. That means a couple things. I may have to compete in March if I'm able to. That puts a pretty different spin on my recovery, my rehab, and we'll talk, I guess, a little bit about that as well. But yeah, it kind of changes things. So nothing definitive. I don't know if I will compete or not. Kind of have to see how things go over the next little while. It might be a bit of a game day decision, at least insofar as it can be, with registration needing to be done at a certain deadline. In terms of the knee, we had the MRI on Friday of last week and talked to the sport med doctor on Tuesday of this week to review the findings. And what was found was
the main things that it showed with the cartilage and bones is that, yeah, you have kind of these slight degenerative tears and cuts and fissures and cracks through your cartilage, mainly being underneath your kneecap. So that, the kneecap being a gliding bone, so you have cartilage underneath the kneecap itself and cartilage on the femur and the groove. Yeah. So some cracking and tearing and all that in the cartilage there, which is a sign of kind of very early arthritis. You do also have some early degeneration of the cartilage inside the medial and lateral joint lines as well, so over the tibia itself. Okay. But it mainly being underneath your kneecap. The other thing that it showed is that there's likely, the radiologist was 100% sure, but there's likely a loose body, so a piece of bone that's kind of stuck in the joint fluid, which I wonder, I feel like maybe that's the case with you, because you're saying kind of when you're rotating, feels like something's gonna catch or lock or
I've had it catching you in the past couple of days.
So what that means is, honestly, not much in terms of my day-to-day. I don't think that it will change a whole lot of my sort of current rehab process. But what it might mean is that there will be a minor non-invasive surgery in the form of an arthroscopy, however you pronounce that, getting my knee scoped to take out the little bodies and hopefully figure out where they broke off of, and if necessary to smooth that down so that it doesn't, catch or grate on anything. The other potential is PRP and or cortisone. Now, I know everybody's already typing in the comments, cortisone is evil and dangerous and it will destroy your body, don't you dare. But take a deep breath. I don't know that I'll go that route. I understand there are potentially risks, more so with repeated exposure to cortisone, but if it's a one and done kind of thing and maybe helps, I might consider it. More or less going to continue the rehab path I'm on. Might be able to get in for a scope in 2 to 3 months. I figure the better I am going into that, the quicker rebound I'm going to have coming out of it. Anybody I've talked to who's had a knee scoped has said I talked to a guy this morning who said he got up and walked out of the hospital. Talked to couple people who said they were up and on their feet in a couple days. So I'm thinking, the recovery from that kind of surgery should be pretty short and not drastic. And in terms of the actual sort of rehab process that I've been going through, got up to doing, 35-pound goblet squats this week. And anybody who's followed along with this process knows that a couple weeks ago I couldn't bodyweight squat without a lot of pain and very restricted range of motion. Got up to 40 kilo halting deadlifts this week, which were much more comfortable and stable than any of the halting deadlifts I've done previously with just an empty bar. So there's a lot of positive momentum. And the other thing that I've really been focusing on with my training is upper body hypertrophy work. I've been pretty dedicated to training specifically my pecs, my front delts, and my triceps. Now, those 3 muscle groups might have something in common, and that is that they are responsible for the bench press. Basically, we're building a bigger, better, badder bench press. Hopefully, anyways. I've also really taken my nutrition well in hand. Now working with Derek, been tracking every single day, been weighing in every single day, been getting my steps up, and have been really focusing on more frequent protein intake throughout the day. Been focusing on higher fiber content, meaning higher quality of food intake, and really just trying to cross every T and dot every I, just assuming that we're going to Worlds. And again, you know, if it comes down to it and I've got to compete in March, I'm not excited about it. I don't like that it rushes my recovery, and I'm kind of salty. I'm kind of annoyed that the CPU chose to just kind of figure all this shit out on the fly and not really tell anybody and tell everyone. Easterns is this weekend. There's a lot of lifters, myself not included. There's a lot of lifters who signed up, spent money, who are traveling to go and do Easterns this weekend because, as far as they knew, that was the last opportunity to qualify for Worlds. But now, here we go. There's another one. So really, you know, worse for other lifters. You know, I'm not even the most affected by this, and I'm fortunate enough that I have the funds and the resources. You know, if I need to go compete at Westerns, it's more a question of whether my body is ready, not can I make this fit with my life, you know, which might be the case for other people. So sorry, Easterns, I do mean Easterns. I'm disappointed that that's the way it's been handled. I think it's been handled poorly, and I hope that in the future we just put nationals back at the beginning of the year, or make nationals the qualifier. Keep it in September, but make it the qualifier for Worlds. None of this post the total at a regional meet in your backyard where you may or may not be drug tested and you may or may not compete against anyone else. Because I think if you think about why that might not be the optimal way to choose the most competitive team for Worlds, for 10 seconds, you can probably think of a myriad of reasons that's not the way to do it. Anyways, I'm not going to end this video on a salty note. I am just gonna say, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You know, if we have to be there, we have to be ready. We're gonna do it. We're gonna roll with the punches. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna recover. We're gonna be back on track. We're gonna be stronger, better, leaner, bigger, all of it. And yeah, I'm still amped. I'm still psyched. I'm still committed to all of this, even the little bits and pieces and the unsexy training. And yeah, resilience through resistance, some guy on the internet once said. Yeah. To which we have some apparel coming soon. We teased it on the live stream. If you're interested, come by the live stream. We do it every Friday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Come do some form checks, hang out, chill, chat. It's a very good time. We got the Calgary Barbell app and the free 16-week program on calgarybarbell.com, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in.